And we are live ahead of the Tom Curvers Prospect Showcase in Maryland Heights, Missouri, just starting in literally 24 hours from now. Yes, the Blackhawks will be taking the ice in Missouri. Oh, granted, it's the prospects, but that's always fun to see the new faces, the future faces of your Chicago Blackhawks taking the ice. I will be at the Tom Curvers prospect showcase since it's literally a 45-minute drive from where I live. So I will be at those games and morning skate tomorrow and Saturday for you guys to get some information. I might even try and do a stream, and I for sure am going to vlog the showcase this weekend for your guys' entertainment. So this should be an interesting weekend to start. But keynote, we won't be seeing the second overall selection of your Chicago Blackhawks on ice and Artem Lashunov, as he has dealt with a lower body injury going into prospect camp. And so we won't be seeing Lashunov this weekend. Some notable players we will be seeing, though, is number 91, Frank Nazar, and also number 87, Landon Slager. We're going to see some faces that we saw last year up in the NHL, like Slager, Nazar, and Ethan Del Mastro. Don't forget he played I believe 2 games last season with the Hawks. This is going to be interesting to see. In net, we will be seeing the likes of Drew Commesso in net for your Chicago Blackhawk prospects. We also would be seeing Goudreau in net, probably either tomorrow or Saturday. Don't know who's going to start in net. We'll find that out tomorrow ahead of the game. This is going to be interesting to see how it plays out. It's going to be fun. Sorry, my dogs are going crazy. It's hockey season finally, because training camp is literally 5 days away. Sasha Boyer will not be attending the showcase as he is in college for North Dakota. That's why he won't be at the showcase. That's the same with Oliver Moore, Sam Renzel, Adam Guyon. They won't be there. If you're a college prospect, you can't go because you're in the middle of the semester already. So they can't attend the showcase. That's what's the reason why Sasha won't be there. Oliver Moore won't be there. So it makes sense. Ryan Green won't be at it. It's whoever's in college can't go to the showcases. Whoever is a European player skater, they can show up, but it's a little bit more difficult for them to get off those time to come over. If you are a junior player, yeah, you could come. If you played in the AHL, you can come. Did you see Alex Stalock retired? I did not notice Stalock retired. I loved Stalock in his one season with the Hawks. It was awesome to have. Congrats, Stace. But yes, more notes. If you are just coming in, Artem Lashunov won't be in the attendance for the prospect showcase due to injury. Makes sense. You don't want to risk your top defensive prospect in a showcase that doesn't really matter to their game. It works for development, but it's okay. It would have been cool to see him on ice, but let him get healthy. Maybe we'll see him in the preseason, maybe a game or two. up in preseason with the Blackhawks. Then he'll go down to Rockford. This is going to be interesting to see what happens. The Hawks, well, the Blackhawk prospects more so, because that's what this is. It's not actual Blackhawks on ice, except for Slager, Nazer, and maybe Domastro could make the team this year. I don't know if those three either make the opening night roster for the Hawks. Hawks opening night roster, well, their roster right now is pretty logjam with veterans from who Kyle Davidson signed. I do have a planned video to come out in the next probably week or so after a week of training camp goes on. I do plan on having my season preview coming out for you guys for this upcoming season, where I see what happens, because we have prospects who could make the team. We have prospects who could make the team, but honestly go down to Rockford. I wanted to wait as close to the regular season to get my preview out for your guys' entertainment. Yes, Blackhawk current players did take the ice. It was unofficial practice for the Blackhawk main rosters like Connor Bedard, Tyler Bertuzzi. Teuvo Teravainen was not there. I guess he still hasn't gotten back to Chicago quite yet, as he's been in Europe. There was, after the CU at it, I know for sure. There were quite a bit of Hawks. There was also Jared Tenorti, but Tenorti signed with the Calgary Flames. He'll be headed to Calgary probably this week. David Gus also retired and got hired by the Chicago Fury. Okay, I did not know that. Well, the Ice Hogs are going to have a log jam, so I could see why Gus ended up hanging up the skates. Yeah, sorry guys, I haven't had much content in the last, during this entire off season. Just because there really hasn't been much to do videos of. I tried doing my vlog out in Vegas. That was very difficult to film there, so I ended up scratching that. There hasn't been a whole lot of news, so that's why we'll see what, as the season's approaching, we'll be having more content on the channel again. That's how it's going to happen. Pat Maroon was there. He signed for me outside the facility. Okay, cool. I do plan on bringing a couple things to maybe try and get signed tomorrow for prospect camp, prospect morning skate, because I think what I have are cool to hopefully get signed. I have warm-up pucks from Frank Nazer and Landon Slager's NHL debuts. So if I could get those signed by those two players, that would be awesome. I have a Doc Team Canada jersey. Yes, when I got the jersey, originally it was for Kirby Doc, but Colton Doc also wore the same jersey, same number. So I could call it a Colton Doc jersey. And if I could get that signed by Colton, that will be cool. Eventually, if I could get Kirby to somehow sign it, even though he's in Montreal, it will be a cool, memento. So who's excited for hockey finally being back, other than the new TV network for the Blackhawks seems to be there's not much for anything coming out for that. Sorry. Not used to doing this. It's the off season. My voice isn't all the way up yet. Got to wake that up for the season. Should be an exciting season to come. Of course, the season preview coming out in a couple of weeks. Probably, I would say in a week and a half, we'll probably have a season preview coming out. Because that's about when preseason games starts getting going. Think the Hawks sign anyone to a PTO? Brian, I really don't think so. Was Bedard out there shooting pucks extra long? It's Bedard. He's a rink rat. He's probably been shooting pucks all summer long. He probably hasn't left the rink since the last day of the regular season. I'm obviously joking about that, of course. Hope Flames and Jack gets retired. The number 13, out of respect. Yes. Yeah, I haven't done anything since Johnny Gaudreau dying. Yeah, that's sad to see. Thoughts go out to the Gaudreau family, of course, because it's a tough time for them. Well, he was one of my favorite players in the NHL for a long time. One of my favorite players to never wear a Blackhawk jersey, of course. I guess a little bit of news today came out that DirecTV picked up the ability to air Chicago Sports Network. Luke Hughes out to start the season for the Devils. Yeah, I have seen that. I did not see that, Brian. Prospect game predictions. I'm going to predict for tomorrow against the Blues. Blackhawks win 5-2. No. Yeah, 5-2. And Frank Nazar scores a hat trick. The game against the Wild, because it's a back-to-back, that one's going to be a toss-up. Nazar should be the best prospect on the ice. Hell, and it's 3 games with the Blackhawks. He looked like the best player on the ice for the Blackhawks. I was glad I got to see him in his NHL debut. I heard probably in November. I'm hoping they will be able to do customization on them in time for the Winter Classic, since I will be at the game. I want Alex Vlasic on my Winter Classic jersey I'm going to buy. So I hope I could get an Alex Vlasic Winter Classic jersey. So it can be a Winter Vlasic jersey, not just a Winter Classic. Think Colton Dach plays NHL games this season? I hope so. I really like Colton as a prospect. I of course was pretty high on him when going into the draft year for him. I want to see him succeed. His thing, though, he does need to stay healthy, like his brother does. That's a nick with the Dach brothers. But I want to also see a little bit more consistency in his play. Once he got injured last year and the year prior, his game did drop. So I'm hoping to see more consistent hockey out of him. I do want to see him make the NHL this season. I also would like to see Nolan Allen get a shot too. Okay, makes sense to get Bedard. And do you think Reichel AHL or NHL this season? I'm going to say he's going to be in the NHL this year, but Reichel is going to have to come out of the gates on fire, because last year was a complete and utter disaster on ice on how he performed. I like Reichel. I've been vocal. Reichel last year was really horrendous to watch. He had no confidence out on the ice. He just needs that opportunity. If he is able to score opening night, I think Reichel will have a flourishing season. If he doesn't score within like the first 5 games of the year, he's going to have a rough year again. And I want him to come out of the gates getting some points up and starting to play great hockey. Last year, of course, he had zero confidence out on the ice. He looked like a lost puppy at points. I want Reichel to succeed. I just hope he doesn't have the yips I said he had last year. And yeah, I think Reichel will have a short leash. But I do have a suspicion. Teuvo Teravainen, when he came into the NHL, he was sent up and down from Chicago to Rockford. Yes, at that time when Teuvo was a rookie around the same age as Reichel, the Hawks were in contendership mode. So this is a little bit of a thing. They have a similar development path. They were drafted around the same time. Teuvo got a full year in Rockford, then got to play a few games the year of the Cup, and played in the Stanley Cup final. Granted, Reichel hasn't had that opportunity yet because the Hawks, of course, aren't in contender mode yet. They are in rebuild mode. So I think Teuvo could benefit Reichel a little bit by being a mentor, by showing you can struggle in the first few years, but eventually you can become a strong hockey player all around. Right? Teuvo became a all-around great hockey player when he went to Carolina. And now he's back, hopefully being in a mentorship role and help us score some goals. Because, last year we didn't even hit 200 goals. I think can benefit Reichel. Michael Krudel, rights expire. I like him at times. Yeah. I don't know what their plans are with Krudel. Yes, I am a season ticket holder. I have a half season plan this year. So I have 22 games. 21 games this year. That's including the Winter Classic. Teuvo Teravainen and Reichel as a line. That would be interesting to see. I don't think that's going to be a line pairing, of course. I could see them on a power play unit together. But my season previews, I will do my own line predictions. I actually have done my line predictions. If you guys have listened to the Hockey Puck cast, same spelling as this channel, but the Puck cast part is PUCK CAST, podcast, but we changed it to Puckcast. We actually did our little bit of a prediction for lines on that. So if you go to any podcasting site that you listen to podcasts, Tyler, Wally, John, and I on the Hawkey Puckcast, we did do that. We did talk about lines. But when I do my season preview, I will actually show my line combos that I think could happen. By the way, if you're new to the channel, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Highly appreciate it. Do you think Taze will officially announce his retirement when Kane does? That's the way both can retire together. I don't think so. I think really Taze has done it without saying that he's retired, because realistically, after not this season, but this season following, if Taze hasn't played hockey, if Taze does not come back and play hockey within this season or the next season to follow, the 25-26 season, he can be actually put into the Hall of Fame. So I realistically think Jonathan Taze is retired, just hasn't officially announced anything. Where do you see Soderblom playing this season? He has much potential, and I like him at times, but at other times he can be very bad and inconsistent. Soderblom's going to be in Rockford. He'll be a Rockford Ice Hog. If there's an injury up in net in the NHL, he will be up in Chicago as the third string. The starter in Rockford, though, is going to be Drew Commesso. Commesso will be the number one guy down in Rockford. Soderblom will be the backup. If, for instance, we already have an injury in net in Lawrence Brossoit, I expect maybe for a game or two, Arvid Soderblom's up in Chicago to start the season, but then gets sent down to Rockford once Brossoit is back from injury. That's how I'm thinking it's going to go. I don't think the Hawks are wanting to put Commesso into the NHL quite yet, even though I think he can succeed, but they don't want to rush him. They learned by rushing Soderblom to the NHL, and Soderblom last year was the worst statistic goalie in the NHL. Second worst, but he was really bad. He's not NHL goalie. I really hate to say it. I liked Soderblom before he came into the NHL, and then last year he just had zero confidence in net. The team didn't play well up front of him. It just didn't work. He's an AHL backup at this point. Or if he has an opportunity and they can move him somewhere, which is going to be difficult, it will be interesting to see what happens with Soderblom. I know that he's on his final year of his contract, so I could see the Hawks basically, after his contract's up, letting him walk, and he might even end up in Europe afterwards. So, what are you most looking forward to in the showcases this weekend? Did you watch Notre Dame's upset? No, I didn't, but I heard about it. And it's weird that they were able to pay a team to come play against them, and then they lost the way they did. That's pretty funny. Excited to see Nazer cook. I'm hoping. I really hope so. This actually will be the second time I've actually seen Frank Nazer play in this arena. This arena is the arena that it how about this? I'll pull it up on my YouTube channel to replay that goal that he created. Um so can you guys still hear me? Let me know in the chat before I hit play. This is that this arena where I was this video I took is the same arena we'll be seeing them play this weekend at for the showcase. So of course this is the dish again that Frank Nazer ended up dubbing. Here's the pass by Nazer and in. I was still in shock when he did that, and I'm glad I got it on video. But yeah, this is the same arena that he did that at for the NCAA tournament. So I technically have seen Nazer play here before, and I actually saw Artem Lashunov play hockey already. So that's something cool to see. I was so glad I got that on video. Maybe we'll see a recreation of that pass by Nazer in the showcase. If he does it, it will be cool just because it's the same arena he did it at. I don't think there will be as many people at the game tomorrow or the game on Saturday as there was the other night. That's on NHL 25 trailer. It's NHL, EA NHL. It's the same game every year. They basically steal your money for just doing roster updates. I frankly am like at this point where I might not even consider buying it. Just because I'm kind of getting tired of it. I've owned every game since NHL 2010. I've also owned NHL 04, but I'm still considering might not buying this year. So, would you guys like me to do a vlog at the showcase this weekend? Like day one of the showcase, I film tomorrow, have uploaded on Saturday, and then Saturday of the showcase upload on Sunday. I'll try. I might even look into maybe even try a potential live stream from Morning Skate if I can. I saw someone who does a duck YouTube channel. They were at prospect camp in Anaheim and was doing a live stream there. I guess you can do it if they were able to. But I will look into it, how the Wi-Fi is to be able to do a live stream if I can. If I can't, don't count on it. Some of the Wi-Fi's at the arenas are kind of iffy. Yes, I've actually played at this rink. I didn't have too terrible Wi-Fi connection there when I played there for a tournament. It's an interesting. It's a brand new facility. I believe they opened Centene up right after St. Louis won the Stanley Cup in like 19, the summer of 19. So it's a fairly new facility. We'll see. I will look into it. If the Wi-Fi is good enough, I might go live. I don't know yet. Of course. And also it being the morning, like it will be around the afternoon. Thoughts on United Center expansion projects? I did a video on it when they made the announcement of it. But my thoughts are, I think it's a cool idea. My one concern is, where the hell is the parking going to be? For me, of course, I drive to the game since I'm from the St. Louis area. Hopefully that's going to change soon. Hopefully I could get a job up in the Chicagoland area and I get to move there closer to games. So we'll see. Because right now, as I just graduated from college a month ago, I'm in that job search, and I hopefully can find a job and that can get me up by Chicago, because I'm tired of being by St. Louis, of course. Yeah, it's been a while. But yeah, I like the idea what the United Center expansion is going to be. It's a cool idea. It will make the UC a much more usable facility 365 days a year, because during the summer, it's pretty much an empty parking lot the entire summer when like hockey and basketball aren't going on. You aren't really there's not many concerts there because it's Chicago. You have the great weather. You can do a concert at Wrigley Field. You could do a concert at Soldier Field. But in the winter months and fall, spring months, the UC lots are packed for games and concerts. But guys, I do want to say I might be cutting the stream here in the next few minutes, as it's coming up on the 33-minute mark of the live stream. And with all the stuff going on this weekend, I'm going to have some content out. So keep an eye out for that. So the Bloomington Bison's new ECHL jerseys will be revealed today. Really, they're revealing them today? I didn't know they were revealing the jerseys today. Hopefully that's... I was really hoping maybe the Hawks would have changed to Bloomington as their affiliate, so all three teams are in Illinois. Reveal at 7 p.m. Well, 5 to 7 p.m. So, new sports stream is on DirecTV, but not Comcast. I don't know yet. This is the first news that's come out by for Chicago Sports Network by Ben Pope on the from the Chicago Sun-Times, saying that they're on going to be on DirecTV, seamlessly going from NBC Sports Chicago to the new network. Yeah, they are the Rangers affiliate. I knew about that. I was really hoping for some reason the Hawks would have switched from the Fuel to the Bison, because the Bison, I like the Bison logo, and the fact that the Hawks could easily have Bloomington move up to Rockford and then Rockford to Chicago, all in the same state. It would have been a brilliant idea to switch from Indy to Bloomington, but Indy's been a solid affiliate for the ECHL affiliate for the Blackhawks. I know Indy got a new logo and uniform set this year too. Well, of course, it was more so a new logo, not a uniform set. I guess I could wait till Bloomington releases it, or should I? Probably not. But guys, it's coming up on in 3 minutes. It will be 40 minutes of doing the stream. You want to try go a couple Steel games this year? I would love to. It's going to be difficult. But if I do have an opportunity, if I do move up by the Chicago area, maybe I could go see a Steel game finally. Never seen a Steel game. But I don't know. I tried to go to at least one Rockford game a year. Last year's game I went to was the Corey Crawford jersey retirement game, which was a fun one to go to. Hopefully they retire the number 50 in Chicago, not just the number 29 in Rockford. Oh, cool. I'm just wondering with the Chicago Steel if they'll move the Chicago Steel to the Fifth Third Arena when the new expansion finishes, because there's supposed to be a 2,700 seat arena getting built in the Fifth Third Arena. Now that the Warts family owns this Steel. So, guys, I'm going to probably cut the stream here. I want to say thank you for watching the broadcast, and also thank you for sticking around with the channel during this long, boring off season. It's hockey time. The season is about to get going. We're back and going to have more content every week. We're having more content. I don't know how many videos a week, but it's going to start racking up because, of course, I do the game reviews. I don't do the previews anymore just because it kind of got repetitive each and every time I did the previews. But I am making the announcement here. More reviews, more live streams, vlogs are coming to Windy City Hockey as well. It's going to be a whole lot more fun of a season since last year. Worst season I've ever watched of Hawks hockey. This year should be a lot more fun as the Hawks start their climb from being a basement dweller to starting to find that spark and find their identity of climbing out of the basement and eventually to contending for playoffs. I don't think it's going to happen this year for playoff contention, but they can put in the identity now where they're going to be a tough team to beat. So I want to say thank you for watching the broadcast. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast. And most of all, let's go Hawks!